Okay, everybody, here we go. It is me, Gregory Mannarino. I'm so happy to be back with you. It feels so weird to me when I'm not here with all of you, and I do apologize for missing my pre-market report today. I don't know how many of you subscribe to my free newsletter, but it was the flight from hell last night. All right, it was delayed. I didn't get into like 3 a.m. I couldn't get up. I couldn't freaking move. It was impossible. I felt like I was drugged. Um, they tried to freeze us to death. Everyone was complaining. It was like an ice box on that freaking plane. Anyway, so this is my post market report on this Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. I got a surprise for you. Proof of life. Proof of life. Here's Coco. Coco, you okay? Wow, he's kind of out of it. Anyway, here he is. I told you I was going to bring him on. Here he is. What do you think, everybody? Anyway, thanks, Mitch. Yes, silver did get hit. We're going to talk about. Look at this. I love this. Magic Mika, Sprinkle Med, Lord Humongous. You're getting a big fan club too. Lava Girls here, System Realty. We even have a few members of the Federal Reserve here with us today. Isn't that just freaking lovely? Now, speaking of that, hold that thought. Let's just touch on this market today so we could, at least me, I can get my head on straight. Okay, this market fell under some pressure here. We had this mania as of late. This market just, defies gravity. It doesn't seem like anything, no matter what, is getting in the way of this market as of late. Does it need to fall? It needs to fall big time. But fear of missing out and mania, creates more distortions than anyone could possibly imagine here. So with that said, again, stocks did fall under pressure. The 10-year yield, it came down a little bit. Nothing major going on here. Relative strength of the dollar flat. The MMRI sitting at about 237. We're still in a high risk zone, and anything could flip this market around. But and there's something brewing under all this that we need to talk about with regard to the BRIC nations and the IMF and what's happening. I think we're on a collision course, which is going to end very badly with regard to the dollar, which is clearly in trouble here. There's no doubt about it. And a lot of this is no surprise. Again, what's going on since like forever now? A race to the bottom. You all know this like for 10 years. 10 years ago, literally 10 years ago, some of you have been with me that long, covered how, the central banks are deliberately killing their currencies. I called it a race to the bottom to see who can suck the purchasing power out of their currency faster. The dollar still remains the prettiest belle at the ball for now, but the threat of the dollar being dethroned, this is a big deal, all right? And in my opinion, this is going to lead to a lot of people losing their lives, millions more than likely. Again, they will sacrifice whoever they want, throngs of people, to keep the U.S. dollar at the top of that pyramid. And there definitely is a collision course going on here. Anyway, so looking back over here at the market, cryptocurrencies made an astonishing rebound today. Bitcoin turning around hardcore around 28,000, gold and especially silver getting hammered. Good. You laugh. I know you do. You and me, we laugh at this stuff because, again, let them play their freaking games. Do they want to create sales so you and I can buy more of the hard asset by hammering the derivative? Good. Let them play their games. We're going to play our games. How many of you, with the show of hands, yes, I can see you, Lord Humongous, look at this guy, ordered another 500 ounces of silver. Don't listen to me. Listen to Lord Humongous, okay? The guy knows what he's doing. Absolutely. Bet against the debt, become your own central bank. Is there a single one of you, again, with the show of hands, that believes any of this is going to stop? Global debt is not going to continue to surge out of control. What are central banks doing? They're inflating. They continue to inflate because that's their power. They have the ability to inflate beyond anyone's wildest dreams. Again, if we take that power away, if we were able to do that, if we had a real representative government or something, then we would win. But until that point, we're all pretty much dead. I think you all got that. Crude oil also fell under some pressure today. That's where we stand. I mean, the market didn't do too much. Again, this market is in la la land and it needs to fall. But good, will it? Don't listen to me anymore. I've gotten this so freaking wrong as of late. It makes me want to puke. Quite obviously, every time the market looks like it wants to roll over, all of a sudden the cavalry comes in. You see bond yields drop, 10-year yield drop, risk in the market drop, and all of a sudden, you get some kind of mania as the market clearly believes that the Fed is going to back it all. Back it all. I mean, imagine my shock, imagine your shock. I think we're pretty much, on the same page with that. Now let's move forward here. I got 2 pages of things I want to discuss with you, but let's just cut right to it here. Let's start off with the IMF. Now, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you on this. So the International Mafia Fund, that's what they are, the IMF. Now, they are engineering this interlinked central bank digital currency system. You see, you're not supposed to know this stuff. But once in a while, if you get out, I want you to research this on your own. So the IMF right now is coordinating with central banks to create some kind of an interlinked cross-border. What does this sound like to you? Like a one world currency? Well, this is a fact. You and I have known this since, I don't know, forever, that this is where it's going. And don't just take my word on this. Talk to Joe Salente. I mean, he's been at the forefront of this whole thing as well, explaining to people that this is what's being set up. So we got the IMF here setting the groundwork. But listen to this. And again, they're now setting up compliance checks and capital controls so this interlinked central bank digital currency can be used with relative ease. Now, again, this is their build. Listen, this isn't my words. This is what they're saying. The IMF right now is building, are you ready for this? A global infrastructure, again, for the use of cross-border central bank digital currencies. They want us to believe that the Federal Reserve has to be probably the biggest clown show, along with the SEC, the Security and Freak Show Commission, saying, "Oh no, don't worry because it's not going to happen." You see, when I hear that, that makes me believe clearly that it is going to happen, and I am more than certain that every single one of you who's been with me long enough, yes, exactly, straight up deep in the heart of the gabagool. That's what they want to do. This building a global infrastructure to support these central bank digital currencies. What does this sound like to you? It's a new world order. It's it's a one world currency. Now, with that said, let us move forward. Now, here's the threat here. Obviously, we understand all this. A lot of nations here are looking to join the BRICS system. To me, and I would imagine most of you, this clearly demonstrates a threat to the US dollar. Okay, that is not a good sign. I mean, they'll kill anybody. They will wipe out populations if they have to. The Federal Reserve, again, who enforces the will of the Federal Reserve? Guess who? It's the United States military, its entire arsenal, including its nuclear arm. And they will point that weapon outward or inward at anyone they want to us. Again, we have fought wars. The entire Vietnam War itself was fought to establish the US dollar as the world reserve currency, the petrodollar. If this gets threatened, war, and millions of people are going to die. Millions and millions of people are going to die. And then you got this thing with the IMF, engineering this global infrastructure for this new central bank digital currency. And they just want more control. That's what this is all about. Now looking back here on the global economy, we already look. My European friends, my heart goes out to you. You guys are unfortunately, I think, right now taking the brunt of the economic destruction that we're seeing here, inflation out of control. UK not far behind. The United States here. Look, you all know what I'm going to tell you. What is the number one product besides propaganda out of our freaks that are supposed to run? We're supposed to govern ourselves, but obviously we don't do that. Other than propaganda being probably the greatest export product out of the freak show running this country into the ground currently here, it's inflation. The U.S. dollar, the Federal Reserve, we've had the pleasure, okay, let's call it that, pleasure to be exporting inflation to the rest of the world, and the rest of the world is getting frankly sick of it. Okay, BRIC nations, of course, here, this whole thing. It should be pretty evident here. So the UK, this is what they're saying. Are you ready? Here's a headline: the UK economy on the brink of a sharp recession. People are losing their jobs. Inflation, higher borrowing costs. See this whole thing here. Look, central banks around the world, they're a plague. They are a curse on the earth. Period. I think we're on the same page with regards to that. These central banks are the most putrid, vomitous, disgusting, hideous organizations that have ever been conjured up in the history of the world, and they're attacking all of us. Again, you and I don't care where you live under the rulership and control of a central bank. Nothing else matters here. Even Coco knows that. Look at him. It's true. I'm making a joke here, but it's absolutely 100% fact. He wants to get down. You want to get down, little guy? What do you want to do? He wants to get down. He's like, leave me alone. Anyway, so that's where this is going. The whole world economy being dismantled piece by piece by these central banks, and now the IMF here is again putting together this what's the exact wording? Listen to the wording here: a global infrastructure so that different central bank digital currencies can work together. Sounds like a one world currency to me. I don't care what they want to stamp on it, but that's really what it looks like to me. Anyway, going back to the economy, this is kind of interesting here. Let's just talk about people here in the United States. As we know, people are hurting everywhere, but here in the United States, this is the news. Okay, so the demand for starter homes is picking up dramatically. But what they won't tell you is even these so-called starter homes are way out of the reach of the average guy or the average girl earning an average salary, don't even have a down payment. But now come back these no income, no asset kind of ninja loans. That's going to play out really well. You remember how it worked last time? Yes, just lovely and beautiful. Oh, man, I tell you, you can't make this stuff up if you try to. People can't save anything. Here's another headline for you. The average person can't save anything. At the end of the month, they are becoming more bankrupt than they were at the beginning of the month. And just think about this. We're being told, you and I, our economy is strong. We're doing absolutely fantastic. We're adding jobs. It's great. Yeah, you could X the Mummy Man, Frankenstein creatures, and everything, the ghouls and the Lex Luthors. They're all going to tell you that here. But the fact of the matter is, people can't make ends meet. They continue to borrow beyond their eyeballs. People today around the world are carrying their heaviest debt burdens ever. And every month, people getting buried deeper and deeper and deeper into a debt hole, a debt freaking hole. I mean, it's astonishing. You and I, you remember several months back, what were they doing? These credit card companies, hey, guess what? It's your lucky day. You know what we did? We just increased your credit line from $5,000 that you couldn't afford to maybe $20,000 or whatever it be. Now you really can't afford it. So, and people, they're very irresponsible. Hey, I'm just going to go out. I'm going to go melt that plastic. With plastic, you're freaking fantastic, aren't you? No. How about no? Anyway, let me just look over this, people, before I go over here and take some of these questions from you. Here's an interesting piece of information, and let me know if this surprises you at all. Are you ready for it? A recent poll. This might have been CNBC. Most Americans think the economy is on the wrong track. Oh, really? Does that mean that people are finally waking up? I don't think so. They never will. They never will. They're going to remain in this zombified state as the IMF puts together their infrastructure, its global infrastructure, and central banks continue to take over the damn world. It's unbelievable. Imagine having that much power. Really? Imagine having that much power, people. It's out of control. All right, look, I covered enough of this stuff here. The consumer is under pressure. Really? Why? Because prices continue to rise, even though they're telling us that inflation is coming down, but it's not coming down by their own numbers, but the pace is slowing down. So that means we should all be jumping for joy or frolicking around or something like that, right? No. How about no? Anyway, people, I don't know. I'm done with that. I can't even talk about this anymore. But I did miss all of you. So I did go to Florida, just real quick here. I bought a house. I bought a house in Bradenton, Florida, actually Lakewood Ranch. So I don't know how many of you out here might live in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. I guess we'll be neighbors. It'd be kind of cool. The house is going to be done for a while. Now, as you know, I sold this house, which means I'm going to be homeless. I have nowhere to live. Actually, that's not true. I did rent an Airbnb over in Bradenton area. And I'm excited to at least get over there. Love Florida. Always loved it. Very humid though. It's you know what? Look, out here in Vegas, you think it's any better? It gets pretty freaking hot out here. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, IMF cartel. Absolutely. It's a freaking cartel. Look, we all are living under the rule of a system that is so twisted and so perverted, so frankly disgusting. And look, and they're killing us. They're literally trying to erase an entire class of people. And what are these people doing? They're borrowing more, again, carrying their heaviest debt burdens ever, can't save any money, but starter homes. They're building more starter homes, which people can't afford. Even starter homes are in a bubble. What is the definition of a bubble to Greg Mannarino? Let's just see if this makes sense to those of you that may be new. Listen to what I'm about to say. When the average price of, let's say, a home, okay, moves above the ability of the average guy or the average girl to afford it, well, guess what? That's the definition of a bubble. Yeah, and that's the truth here. Period. And and then again, you got these ninja loans. Oh, I don't know how that's even working. But it's just going to destroy everyone, people. UK inflation 8.7. That's what they're telling you. It's obviously a lot worse, people. Anyway, it's crazy what we're seeing here. But look, you and I, we got each other. We got each other, and I mean that I missed you all. I was like, oh man, where are my people? Well, you're here with me. Yeah, exactly. Real inflation is probably close to that. Media. That's crazy stuff, people. What can I tell you? All right. Now, look, I know we can do a little better than this. All right. If you really missed me, let me see. All right. I got 508 thumbs up. Let's bump that up just a little bit here. Take you a nanosecond. And again, it's really important. If you think the stuff that we cover here together is important, that people should hear this stuff, it's up to you guys. It really is. Those thumbs up, get the videos out. YouTube, they spray their shorts when they see people like the video, so they get it out there. Anyway, that's it, people. What else can I tell you? Yeah, pretty much FJB. Not that it really matters because he is a freak, but who knows what else they have in store for us, people. It ain't going to be fun. It ain't going to be nice. But again, we got it all. We understand what we're doing. We know why we're doing what we're doing. Like, for example, with silver today, it gets hit, slammed. Are we upset about that? Freaking absolutely not, in my view. Okay, just keep on stacking this stuff, people. Look, you and I, in my opinion, if we were all playing the same game, all right, putting ourselves in the right spot for the eventual destruction which is going to come, and it's all going to come from the debt market. Forget about the stock market where everyone's staring at. No, No, the debt market is the driver. Okay, there's an enormous amount of effort. Thank you, clever custom performance, to keep rates suppressed. They can't, again, the central bank can't just say they're going to keep rates in a certain spot. They have to create cash out of fiat currency, out of wherever they just add it to a digital screen, and they got to buy the debt. This is inflating the global debt. It's not going to stop. It can't stop. Once it does, this whole thing changes, but fast. I mean, a meltdown in the debt market is a certainty beyond certainties. A meltdown in the debt market means rates will eventually spike in an uncontrolled fashion. You and I have been watching this. Every time we see bang, 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 market looks like it's going to, the stock market look like it's going to roll over. All of a sudden, here comes the cavalry. The entire yield curve drops. 10-year yield comes down, relative strength of the dollar weakens, and then it's just beautiful again. It's, the market is not allowed to have normal cycles anymore. That should tell you something. Again, in a free market economy, in a free market, which we don't have, markets go up and markets go down. But now everything is straight up. I mean, sure, we get a little drops here and there, but we don't get corrections. Normal corrections just are not even unheard of anymore. And this is just easy money propping all this up. But eventually it's going to change. I mean, again, just looking at the derivative exposure of the top three banks, okay, we're talking about JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and Citigroup. We're talking about over $150 trillion in derivative exposure to that. Not all derivative exposure is bad, okay? But if you look, in fact, I did a piece on this recently talking about derivative exposure. Just look it up in my old videos. I sent all kinds of information out in my free newsletter, for which I hope you are subscribed. And I do apologize again for the freaking trolls that are taking advantage of the newsletter that's free. If I even charged $1 a month, they probably would go away. But I don't want to charge anything for it. I want to keep it free. So I've been trying to get rid of these trolls, but they keep coming back anyway. All right, people, look, we're going to call it. We covered a lot today, the death market. Anyway, yeah, that's really what it is. It's a time bomb. The debt market could be called the death market because when this time bomb goes off, understanding, you and I, because we're clear on this, that the stock market, real estate, and pretty much everything else is deriving value from action in the debt market. When the debt market becomes real, I mean, think about it. We've been in a scenario here since the last meltdown where central banks have done nothing but keep rates suppressed. To me, it's like thinking about like a rubber band just being pulled back, and all of a sudden, boom. And they know that's going to happen here. They know that's going to happen. They're dismantling the system. They understand where this is going. Where the hell did Coco go? Coco. He's lurking about. All right, people, I'm going to get going. Thanks, Mitch, again. We haven't seen anything yet, people, but we got each other's backs. We're doing what we have to do. We're in the right spots: gold, silver, platinum, palladium, commodities. You know how I feel about commodities in aggregate. And yes, I believe cryptos as well. It's a tiny infinitesimal space right now with about the market cap of a half of one Dow component. I don't see what's wrong, honestly, with having a little exposure to this stuff, just a little bit. In the event that Greg turns out to be right eventually, and this debt market meltdown will just allow cash to move into other assets. Again, it doesn't fly away to money heaven. It just moves. Cash moves through the system and exits one person's reality and enters another. It's really pretty much where we're at. Yeah, oil has been dropping, though, but it ain't going to last. I mean, just like gold and silver, I think commodities priced in dollars. Dollar is under threat. There's no doubt about it. And I don't think the transition away from the dollar is going to be one that is not riddled with violence to the point of all-out global war. The Fed will make sure that's the case. Believe me on this. Believe me on this, Magic Mika. Thank you. I love all you guys and girls. I love all of you so much. And you mean so much to me. It's the truth. I love being here with you, honestly. And as I said, I missed you. I really did. All right. With that said, I'm going to end this video. It's been kind of long. Yes, Vama is creature. And I'll see all of you in the morning. You will see me in the morning. We'll wrap this all up and we'll have some fun as always. All right, people, you all rock. All right, I'll see you.